I don't know, but I'm looking at you. I'm looking through you. Where did
it's
you go?
It's always a couple minutes before, or a couple seconds before it all comes together.
Yeah, but
before I guess, plan all comes together.
Before I love it when a plan comes together. I guess, to segue back to what we were talking about before I had to solve technical problems. Yeah, I think enough time has passed that I can say that those Dune movies are boring as hell. Will I see the third one? Sure. But I think...
Man, we're starting here. We got to start right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they're just Lawrence of Arabia in space.
Like, what if I made, the most boring serious choice at every juncture? What if my two leads, Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, did not even a little bit try and pretend they were in the year 10,000? Mm-hmm. What if they just talked like contemporary teens?
Yeah.
What if we didn't try at all? What if Timothée Chalamet did an Eddie Redmayne in Jupiter Ascending impression where he got really quiet and really loud back and forth for an entire film?
Hold up. Eddie Redmayne's great in Jupiter Ascending.
Well, right. Sure, but that movie knows what fun is. It has a dog man.
That's fair. That's a fair. Yeah, I think that's
it's
a
got
fair.
It's got horny
got
gray aliens.
It's Dune's got a take on the material. I think I enjoy.
It has a take.
I enjoy. It's single-mindedness.
What if space was boring?
Right,
what if space was boring?
I think those movies are pretty excellent.
What if this world with psychic witches and guys who take magic berries to give them supercomputer brains and literal worm people who teleport spaceships, and it all looked like just this. And it all looked like a World War II period piece. Just guys at the Suez Canal.
Here's my counter. We had one of the great wacky guys make the wacky drugged out version of Dune, and it's a calamity. We had two of them. One of them didn't even get off the ground.
Oh, no.
It's entertaining in the way that,
movie?
Much more entertaining.
That movie doesn't
I would
work.
rather watch the David Lynch Dune twice in a row than rewatch the Denis Villeneuve Dune movies again.
The Sci-Fi Channel version is more entertaining. At least that version has color.
I'm so glad Justin is on my team in this. Those movies are fucking boring.
Oh, come on. Those movies are great.
Screensaver-ass movies.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Come on. Greg Fraser shot the shit out of those things. He's a great DP. In IMAX, those sequences are just insane.
I know all the shades of brown and tan.
All right, guys, this has been a great episode.
Here's how I know.
I finally won a movie that looks like my floor sweepings.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve is an abject coward because Aliyah of the Knife is not a 5-year-old walking around with an adult's memories by the end of Dune Part 2. That's how I know he is a coward.
I just don't know. I'm at a loss for words. We're not even at the introductions for ourselves.
Yeah, because here's what's going to happen is I started out coming at two of the most acclaimed beloved films of the last 5 years, and I am about to wax philosophic about a corny-ass 90s action movie. I'm about to tell you why Con Air is everything that Denis Villeneuve's Dune could not be. It's too cowardly to be.
There's no world where Denis Villeneuve wanted to make a Con Air type of
because
movie.
He has boring taste and Con Air rocks.
See, look.
Okay,
look
but
at,
Prisoners?
Look, we have to
Sicario?
look at this Baron. I'm sorry, I need to address the Baron in the room. Look at this. Look at Denise's Baron. Boring, flat, just a guy with long pants. And then the Sci-Fi Channel, a place, an institution with ambition.
That was not afraid. That wasn't no homo with its nerd shit.
No,
that was just
look at this. This is all homo.
So
look
good.
at this.
Exactly.
Who is constantly gliding around the stage like he's on a Roomba.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve has the same, like, no homo approach to nerd culture that Kevin Feige does, where he's, like, so afraid that someone will call him a nerd.
Oh my god, guys, you gotta stop with this. That was what you just said, Kevin, is like one of the most sacrilegious, genuine takes I've ever heard from you. You just compared Denis Villeneuve to not even a filmmaker, a producer laureate, like Monopoly man of the film industry.
A Best Buy middle manager, spreadsheet cinema.
Guys, I got like laundry I can do instead of this. Are we gonna talk about Con Air?
Well, we always start with a little. I decided to come out hot. I decided to come out fighting.
This thing's been under the hot plate for like 20, like. So your take is ice cold, but the plate it's on is like insanely hot.
I'm sick of pretending that I'm not me.
Here's the thing about Con Air. Con Air is a movie that clearly shows people sweating. Not a single person sweats in fucking Dune. And I know that, like, yeah, that's kind of the point. They have, like, the suits. But, like, no one looks like they're in a place that's hot.
So you're saying the body oil budget on these Dune movies needed to be a lot higher.
Oh my god, yes.
How do you guys feel about the racial stereotypes? Do you think there need to be more of those in there?
I mean,
I think Con Air has a pretty level-headed
look.
approach.
I was gonna come in so nice on Con Air, and now y'all are forcing me to come out swinging.
Not forcing you to do
listen,
anything.
it was the 90s. It was different. Wasn't okay. It was just a different. We had a different approach to racial stereotypes.
But I also think Con Air is like the most progressive movie of the 90s. I think Con Air. You go in and you're like, this is about to be like the most offensive piece of trash I've ever seen. And actually, I think like Con Air ostensibly has a trans character that all of the other characters of the movie respect and regard with dignity. That no one ever denies the reality of Sally Can't Dance.
Well, except for our hero does by doing a sort of, can I hit this girl? And then, like, yes, I can, because I don't see her as a real girl. There's that moment.
Because he's an army ranger who, as the judge's movie says, has a different set of skills and is, like, basically not fit for human society.
Con Air has the same, like, premise as, like, every contemporary right-wing, like, movie where it's, like, the most noble soldier family man in the whole world that, like, the stupid justice system is working against, the only one who can stop all the bad guys. But, like, as opposed to all of those shitty movies, like, Con Air is a 5-star masterpiece. Con Air is an amazing movie. Cameron Poe, to quote Stavros Halkias, Cameron Poe is the most honorable man ever put to cinema. No one has ever been more worthy of respect than Cameron Poe.
I think you're right that, like, the Daily Wire has been trying to make Con Air for, like, 5 years now.
They can't.
Or, like, make a
They
movie.
never
And
could.
they can't, because if they actually watched Con Air and engaged with it, it is a little more... It's like reductive, but under the guise, underneath the reductive sheen of like a Michael Bay military fetishist thing, it is also like steeped in like, I don't know, this. I think you're right, Kevin. I'm with you. I do feel like it's progressive. I think it might be accidentally so. Like I think
Absolutely not.
it might
Absolutely not.
I think it might. I don't know what the film's
intention
were.
of Simon West and whoever wrote this movie,
Scott
of course, the famous
Rosenberg.
screenwriter Scott Rosenberg.
Writer
it
of
is
Kangaroo Jack, the greatest example of false advertising ever.
Oh, yeah.
put in
perhaps
theater.
ever in cinema history, right?
Actually,
Where
like
every
market
ad
malpractice
was like this is a talking kangaroo that raps, and you watch the movie and it's it's mostly jokes about guys not being gay, and then like the kangaroo raps in one dream sequence. Kangaroo Jack 1,000 times more offensive and aged worse than Con Air.
I can see that.
I honestly, you guys keep talking. Y'all keep talking about this like you think it's offensive. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a progressive piece of cinema. It represents so many different cultures and social stratas. And
I was taking an
didn't say
easy
it
shot because
was
you guys were coming for Dune. So I just wanted to get us on to Con Air.
No,
I
of
actually
course,
agree
of
with
course,
you.
of course.
No, listen, someone's got to land the plane.
Yeah, and it's Swamp Thing, played by the great character actor MC Gaines.
Gaines.
He has to land the plane.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I mean, like, it is one of those great, just like It reminded me a lot of like Out of Sight, which is one of those movies where like if you don't know who's in it, they just roll out faces to you at like a really consistent rate where you just get more and more excited every character, because like
every single good actor is in this movie.
Yes.
Every single one. Nick Cage, John Cusack, and John Malkovich are the three faces on the poster, which is not to, like, Ving Rhames 3 years after Pulp Fiction. Steve Buscemi between Fargo and Big Lebowski.
That's crazy.
The great Danny Trejo, Rachel DeConton, Michael T. Williams, Dave Chappelle, the great actor Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is in this film. He also gets like a
Cole
Meany.
doing like basically being Tony Soprano.
Yes, yes. 2 years before Tony Soprano met the world. You know what I mean? Like, Con Air was just like, it was just ahead. It was, that plane was fucking zooming. It was flying. And like, this is a movie where a child-eating serial killer gets away scot-free, and we're happy about it. We love that.
That is a real demented button. I remember just that, like, I was so blissed out on what felt like a rush of like adrenaline and cocaine that I had not myself ingested, but someone was putting actively in my veins.
Because that's
in,
the
like,
Bruckheimer
it's in the media.
magic. That's Jerry Bruckheimer.
I mean, it reminded me a lot, honestly, speaking of another Wachowski, I mean, like, their masterpiece, Speed Racer. The ending with, like, the Vegas stuff, I was literally like, nothing even approaches looking like this anymore. My eyes literally can't even take in this much information.
If Con Air was made now, it would have been a direct-to-red box joint.
It would have been brown as hell. Brown.
Starring a, like, sleepwalking Bruce Willis. Danny Trejo still would have been in it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And he would have been playing the same character.
Yeah,
but it would have been, like, Scott Adkins and Matt Rife, and, you know...
Matt Rife?
Yeah, Matt Rife would have been in there.
Who was he playing?
John Cusack.
Oh, of course.
Obviously. Cusack is it, like, this is like a year after High Fidelity. Cusack's here.
Cusack's fucking great in this movie, too. He's given a real, like, this character should be a total nothing. He has virtually nothing other than being right. Like, as a character trait, is that he's correct about what's going on.
Every step of the
just
way.
a dick.
But he's so
sucks.
compelling as just an every guy.
He rocks. He's so good. And this is, of course, Hogz to Slop.
Is that
the new
what we're calling
podcast,
it?
Finding Oink Pig Suey, and the podcast where we take the things that are easy to dismiss and give them an honest evaluation. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and oh, nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder in the airplane.
I take my headphones off and just throw it at the screen, like Cusack does.
No! He's so mad.
This is Justin Germeroth, and put the bunny back in the box.
Iconic.
This is Ty McClellan, and I think my favorite line was when he says, "Gag and bag this Nazi muffin." I was like, whoa! Like
really
the writer has entered the room.
This is, I mean, not to be all nostalgic about it, but like 90s action movies were operating on a different level from what we are getting today. And like this movie has essentially the perfect like 90s blockbuster action script in my humble. It's just every scene has some insane line like gag and bag this Nazi buffin, kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
What's the
and they're
cutoff
casting
for you?
Denzel for the movie.
Oh, that was a crazy joke. The Denzel joke is really... that one hit me a little strange, I'm not going to lie.
They're talking to Denzel for the movie. It's... what? They would talk to Denzel for the movie.
It all has a lot of, like... I mean, this reminded me a lot of, like a douchebag version of, like... what's that? Oh, fuck. I had it on the tip of my tongue. The Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington... I think it's a Tony Scott movie.
Crimson Tide?
Crimson Tide. It's like douchebag Crimson Tide. It's like Crimson Tide and Predator had like a baby, and it's like that movie mixed together. I do
Yeah.
think
Sounds good.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is
and
good.
it's
It's
good.
great. Kevin, what's your cutoff though for this type of action movie you're talking about? What's the birth of this? 'Cause
Sure.
I think Con Air's about probably prime gestation period of this, right? Like
Yeah,
right in the middle.
It's
And
right
then-
in the middle. A certain airplane-based event did kind of kill this genre.
That's an interesting
Yes,
point. But I was actually
yes.
going to put the cutoff point a little before this or a little before that. I'm sorry for the before 9/11, because there was this little movie by an aforementioned set of sisters that came out, and it was called The Matrix. And The Matrix just changed the game. Just like the way we did movies is fundamentally different after The Matrix comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It had a Star Wars level, like, we're just not doing it like that anymore. We're doing it like this now.
Right. No
as
one's
far as,
interested in that. This is the new hotness.
Right,
Old and
exactly.
busted, new hotness.
And that is a good Men in Black reference, which would fit kind of like right in the middle here. I think the 90s era of action movies that I'm talking about, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put it in like 1987, which is like Predator and Die Hard and Lethal Weapon all hitting cinemas at the same time. Can you imagine?
It's like the McTiernan Jan de Bont aesthetic feels really, because like Speed I think is another one that's like exactly this tenor.
Speed, which is again like a perfect movie essentially, and much like Speed, this movie has a kind of unnecessary final action set piece that takes us away from the iconic vehicle that the whole movie has been around.
The vehicle kind of doesn't factor all that much into it, but the magic trick is that it feels like it does.
Speed, famously, the final action takes place on the LA subway, which and Con Air has a chase, of course, on a fire truck through the streets of Las Vegas before John Malkovich is like catapulted into a garbage dump and his head gets crushed by a big smasher.
They kill him like 5 times.
Well,
It's so good.
This movie has such a great love of excess in its action. Anytime there could be a catastrophe, it just does it 3 times longer than it should be. Con Air has one of the funniest car crash sequences I think I've ever seen.
Which one?
It's when the elderly couple, including like the general from Twin Peaks, are driving to the tune of the theme from A Summer's Place, and the sheriff's body just lands on their car hood, and 8 other cars immediately crash into them at once.
It's pretty great.
Coming from all directions, right? Like as if all of the lights said green.
It was a 4-way stop sign, and they all just like.
It's the country's only 8-way intersection.
Yes,
feels like the sort of thing if Michael Bay had made this film. As I was almost questioning if he did, like halfway through, I was like,
it's
Michael Bay.
Bruckheimer.
None of his visual
Bruckheimer.
signatures are here. It's got the
different.
Simon West touch.
What is the Simon West touch? If we're really, I might wager that if anything, and I want to be clear, I like this movie I had a beautiful time with it. It is in my mind lacking in the moments of like the extreme action that like McTiernan or Jan de Bont or James Cameron sort of like legibility of what's going on, because there comes a point where I'm just sort of like I have no fucking clue what's happened, especially like the initial jumping of the pilots. I was like, what the fuck is going on? There's like a close-up insert shot of needles getting stomped on, and I was like, what is that? And then later, it's like, oh, the needles getting stomped on, which
insulin.
was 3 frames of that whole thing is now the animating force of the second act.
You gotta pay attention. Con Air is gonna keep you on your toes. Gotta pay attention.
If you clock it, there's like 10. The opening of this movie is 10 shots within 3 seconds. Like it's literally like helicopters
so
for 2
fast.
frames.
We're the few, the proud, Army Ranger. Yeah, it's like an Army recruitment ad that starts out this movie.
The only film I have seen from Simon West in addition to this now is The General's Daughter, which is a really nasty Oh, and
you've never seen Tomb Raider? Lara Croft? Whoa.
It sounds like the sort of thing that's going to show up on this show.
Not impossible. Although if I was going to pick a video game adaptation for us to talk about, it would have the words Resident Evil in the title.
We have to do all of them in one episode.
Yeah, I think this is kind of sounds amazing. Honestly,
it sounds really fun.
Honestly, I would be so happy. Like, I was like, my girlfriend was asleep in the other room, and I was like up late on like a Friday night watching Con Air, and I'm like, I'm having the most fun I've ever. This is so good.
This was
when
this
you
felt
were
like
staying
good homework.
with me, when you were staying with me a couple of years ago, we like just put it on as like a thing to watch.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
and I
we
watch
were
like bad
wired
movies
for...
all the time.
No, we watch misunderstood movies.
Well, yes, of course. So sorry. But yeah, and I was like, you had not seen it, so 3 years ago I was visiting St. Louis, and I was like, oh, we should watch Con Air.
Yeah.
This is kind of, it's very serendipitous. Like, Kevin, this is clearly a movie that you love, like, have loved for probably your whole life.
And I'll get into it.
You know, Justin, you kind of watched it in proximity to Kevin, and now I'm along sort of as I'd obviously heard of this movie. It's been on the list for a long time. Yeah. I love these sorts of movies. It's why I think we all started, Hogz to Slop.
Yeah, I know about Con Air as like, oh, that's the movie that I see in the DVD tape section at Goodwill a lot.
Right. That's I had heard the bunny, put the bunny back in the box. Like, I had heard that. They really hit that line 3 times in the course of a minute and then never do it again.
One false move and the bunny gets it. I mean, just
that's
amazing.
That's a good part, yeah.
John Malkovich is pointing a gun at a stuffed bunny. And, like, it's the best movie I've ever seen in my whole life.
We gotta talk about John Malkovich, because, like, I'm beginning to think, like, underappreciated, maybe? Like, just got cut out of Fantastic Four kind of rudely and publicly 2 weeks before the movie came out.
What was he doing?
Oh, he was Red Ghost. The opening act. All right, guess we're getting into this. Fantastic Four First
Yes,
Steps
this is why we have this show.
Completely butchers its own opening because the whole framing device is the Fantastic Four are supposed to go on like an Ed Sullivan show kind of thing, and then they have to leave at the last minute to handle a crisis. And the implied opening act would have been they leave the Ed Sullivan show to fight Red Ghost and his super apes. All that remains of this sequence is the Fantastic Four just kind of doing stuff that does not feature the Red Ghost at all, and then Mr. Fantastic kicking an orangutan off a tower.
What?
and then that's kind of it. See, now that's a movie I'm really fascinated by because everyone like
kind of shocking how bad it works.
Something weird happened in that editing room. You could just kind of feel it during that whole movie. Is you're like,
well, yeah, because like they don't even like write these movies anymore. They just like start shooting shit, and they're like, we'll figure it out later.
No, but wasn't the whole point is that this one they were like, we know the quality control has gotten
really been
up,
bad,
like,
really been bad.
Yes,
right.
And they've been candid about it, which I was like, maybe this one they kind of know they need to make a real move, like almost like James Gunn being like, I know this Superman movie just needs to work with mass audiences writ large, and that will be enough to start this. Like, they needed that much goodwill, and that movie starts, and you're like, what
is
happened?
Like, who are these people?
And they cut out John Malkovich literally like 2 weeks before the movie came out, and it's like, that's not like cutting out like John Malkovich is one of the big names in the movie. Like, he had the "and" in the initial cast announcement.
Whoa.
Like, what? It's just crazy. I think underappreciated.
Paul Walter Hauser has, I think, 60 seconds of the movie. Also, shout out Paul Walter Hauser for giving this movie 3.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Cool I love that he rates his own movies and is like very honest about it.
Yeah, like he's he's Mole Man, and
that's fun.
Yeah,
he's great.
Would have been the 60 seconds we get with him could have been fun. He was going into this in a very like 60s like character actor pop approach that they then just absolutely whiff because they cut pretty much any moment of dead air from Fantastic Four just to keep this thing moving and tight.
It really feels like the Malkovich thing, I feel like, is because they saw that Superman was under 2 hours. And they were like, oh, fuck. Like, we're gonna... If people like that, we're gonna seem like the bloated mess. Like, we need to trim this thing down.
They realized they forgot how to do that. They forgot how to make movies under 2 hours.
They forgot how to make movies. Full stop. End of sentence.
Thunderbolts
They just
okay.
don't know anymore. I didn't see that.
I'm genuinely chalking that up to an accident. They made a good movie on accident.
It slipped through.
Some decent filmmakers and writers managed to kind of eke out like a double. Yeah. It's not a home run, but they managed to eke out a double.
I assume Kevin Feige was more excited about the Thunderbolts new Avengers reveal happening outside the movie than what was actually going on inside.
That feels fair. I mean, it's not I don't know. To talk about the new slop that we have, talking about Fantastic Four, John Malkovich being our connecting piece back to Con Air. This was probably seen as the most, and this is a trite point at this point. People have said this to death, but fucking the money on screen in this fucking
it's all
Con
up
Air,
there.
It literally ends with raining money. I was like, what a perfect ending visual for this movie, where literally just hundreds of thousands of dollars are just raining down from the skies.
But also this is a modestly budgeted film by contemporary standards. Even adjusted for inflation, you could make 5 Con Airs for 1 Fantastic Four, probably more Con Airs if you want.
And those the profit margin on this movie, again, you could make money doing this back then. This cost $75 million to make and made $224 million.
And and
that was it. That was
rentals,
what you needed to do.
Rental sales and
VHS sales and that. There was a business model that worked. You made these movies within a certain scope, and they made X amount of money. And we're seeing that kind of success these days only really in horror, something like Sinners or Weapons or something, where it's you don't have to make $1 billion if your movie is budgeted in a certain window. You just have to make a good movie that people want to see, which they haven't figured that out, but maybe one day they will.
I would argue, I think the Mission Impossible movies are the only movies that have maintained their sense of expensive looking through this modern era. And even then, there's still some stuff in the most recent two, because the pandemic and what have you, that there's a little bit
funkiness there. Yeah.
There's a little less of that practicality, but it still feels like they're really adamant about showing you expensive sets, expensive. Christopher Nolan, Tenet, also I feel looks very expensive. It's a very specific thing I'm talking about in terms of the money is on the screen, but it's when these things cost $800 million now, all in with prints and advertise for these huge movies, and they look like TV shows, or they
Dookie garbage,
just flat,
because they don't commit. Back then, you cranked these out pretty efficiently by saying, okay, we're doing this. We're gonna shoot here from this here at this angle. All the sets are gonna look like this. All the characters are gonna look like this. They're gonna say these things at this time. They actually planned and committed to things and just trusted the vision. Now, they figure out the entire movie in post.
Yes,
and that just inflates cost.
When people are why does the special effects in Jurassic Park or the Lord of the Rings movies look better than what happens now? And here's what happened there is 2 years before they rolled cameras, Peter Jackson went it's going to be this effect, it's going to be in this frame, it's right there. And so they had time to make it good because they made a plan and stuck with it. Oh, we're going to build a special ring that's really big just for this one shot in the snow. right? So that and they knew that because they storyboarded that in 1999 and then shot it in 2001.
Right.
And like they could do all that. And frankly, the same principle applies to Con Air. Simon West got there in the storyboards and says like, okay, we got the plane, we got the junkyard, we have these kind of elements, and like that's how we can set everything up. And honestly, the plane rocks. Good plane. The Jailbird. Iconic interior,
it
iconic
kills.
exterior,
Well,
it's also
amazing,
just-
amazing.
It scratches that whole itch where you're watching Face Off and you're like, why can't the whole movie be the cool prison? And then they're like, we're gonna take the same guy and put him in this in the movie you want to see now. And guess what? It's in the air and Malkovich. And I'm like, yeah, I'm drooling at the mouth. Like that's a great. It really is like it's like a big like breakfast platter of a movie where it's just everything you fucking want in one area.
Con Air better than Face Off. Con Air clears Face Off. Face Off makes a critical error in casting. And I'm like, those two guys are great. They should have been switched. Because the problem becomes you have Crazy Cage in the first 10 minutes, and then it becomes Crazy John Travolta for the rest of the movie. And normal Cage, it should have been, you start with Crazy Travolta, and then he becomes Crazy Cage, and then Crazy Cage takes you through the rest of the movie.
I disagree. I think that's what's fun about the movie is that Cage is the heroic turn, and that Travolta. I love Travolta as a saucy villain. I can't lie. Like that, and like Broken Arrow, which is a god awful movie, but he's really good in it.
I think he's fun, saucy, but it's not. Cage has a very specific kind of crazy and a specific kind of bigness that is very, very hard to capture. And again, I loved Face Off. I definitely see Kevin's perspective here, but
No, I'm with you because I think it's an oft pondered hypothetical of like there are a few roles that you could just switch and it would still work. I think you would get a very different movie. I think like in the context of their careers too.
I think you get a better movie.
Honestly, I think we need to remake Face Off now with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage.
Oh, just both of them again.
Just
But switch them.
We just reprise. They just switched their initial roles.
They reprise each other's roles. That sounds like $1 billion.
Okay, but if we're remaking Face Off, and frankly, like Face Off is a movie that like maybe should be remade because it's like an okay movie with a great premise.
Yeah.
So it's like we can try this premise again. We can try it again.
I can't believe how many strays Face Off is catching. I think that's
it's not
like my
catching
favorite.
strays. It's fine.
It's like my favorite John Woo movie though. Like that's like
okay. You got to do some watching. Okay.
Favorite American John Woo film.
Okay, yeah, favorite
There you
English
go.
language John
Yes.
Woo.
Yeah.
Because like if you're putting like hard boiled the
No. Okay.
bullet to the head, like fuck
Not
off.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would have been insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Paycheck though. I mean,
Yeah, come on. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. It's Face Off is a better and more functional movie than Mission Impossible 2, a movie I have some fondness for.
I've got some fondness for that one too, but not as good, not a particular.
Oh, actually, the best English language John Woo movie is the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme, whose name the name of the movie escapes me, but it has Wilford Brimley as a Cajun man.
Hard Target.
Cajun moonshiner. Yeah, Hard Target rocks. That's an amazing movie. But okay, if we're remaking Face Off now, because Castor Troy dies at the end of Face Off.
Yeah.
We're remaking Face Off now. Who's in it?
Glenn Howerton.
That's interesting.
That's okay. Wow.
In which
Wow.
I would put him at, honestly, I want him to start as I want him to start as the calm one and then become
yes,
the
because
crazy
you want
one.
him to be the insane one for the duration, the length of the film.
Right.
Is Pattinson too obvious at this point? Because he's one to play a weird guy. Like he could be the
that's interesting.
insane
but then,
one.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
becomes
question.
Normal.
Who directs it?
That is an excellent question. Who directs contemporary action movies that isn't dog shit?
Well, here's the thing. I feel like if Face Off is getting remade, the 87 North guys are going to go for it like immediately.
That's
like
interesting.
And
Yeah,
I don't
feel like it has to be like Neville Dean and Taylor or something. Like it should be like kind of junky but quality actioneers, you know?
I mean,
like it should not be Chad Stahelski.
No, too refined,
no.
too classy.
I like Timo Tajanto, I believe is how you. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but
I don't know.
He just did Nobody 2, and he's done a bunch of the VHS ones that are a bit more actiony. He's great. He's got a great. He's like actually like the closest thing we have to like an action auteur journeyman, a la a you know, like not to call like John Woo a journeyman or like, because obviously he's not, but like
certainly he's not. Yeah.
like used to be that make like mass appealing movies that are still action auteurism, I guess. Would be my who I'd throw out. I don't know who else really does that well now. Like what are the last what action movies even come close to this of the past few years?
I mean, like you have to go to like the Indian subcontinent. Like you
Yeah,
have to go to like
we don't put these movies in theaters anymore. They go to the Red Box.
yeah, you have to go
Like-
to like Siddharth Anand, you know, who did Pathan and War and like these movies. You have to go to like one of those. You have to go to like SS Rajamouli or something.
Like honestly,
you know, like
the most recent one might be 2020's Money Plane.
oh wow.
Money
No,
Plane.
but like Money Plane is ass. You're maybe you're looking more at like Plane. You're looking more at like the iconic film
I was
Plane
honestly
with Gerard
thinking-
Butler.
That was honestly more just like what's the immediate medium to low budget action movie I could think of.
For sure.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
Top
like
Gun
a Joan
Maverick.
Colette Sarah or something. Oh wow, you're going Kaczynski?
I'm not saying Kaczynski's a little more like higher class, but like
It's like a different kind. He does like vehicles.
yeah.
like, his thing
well,
is,
hey,
like,
I mean, you know, Con Air's about
cars.
ostensible. I guess we're talking
But it's
about
not really about the plane, you know? There's not a
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
actually really good plane. There's not like Joseph Kaczynski's Con Air has a lot of in-air stunts.
Yes, I guess I don't know. He could be washed right now, but Guy Ritchie is certainly like,
Washed.
interested in making action movies still.
No, now he's doing gangster movies though.
Well, I mean,
He's always
if he-
done that. That's his
Yeah,
bread
No,
and
no,
butter.
I
He's
know,
gotta
no,
go
but more
back.
like more classic gangster movies, not the cool, slick, actually entertaining gangster movies.
Oh, is he done with just like live action Disney remakes?
He's been making a lot of streamers. Like he made that
Yeah.
Indiana Jones ripoff with John Krasinski and Natalie
that was
Portman.
him. Washed.
yeah, like he's doing Mobland.
See, but no, he also. I really liked Ungentlemanly Warfare and The Covenant also came out in 1 year. They were both good. I'm telling you
don't
right
buy
now,
it.
they were good. You don't believe me, but they were good.
I don't buy it. I did
Bring it
like
to the
Guy
pod.
Ritchie's
Bring
Wrath
it to the
of
slop
Man.
trough.
Wrath of Man, starring Jason Statham, which is like an armored car.
You liked Wrath
heist
of
movie.
Man. Come
Wrath
on.
of Man rocks. Wrath
No,
of Man
it-
is so good. It has like a twisty, turny narrative, and like it's. Really,
I can't sanction.
It's really
I
fun.
can't sanction this.
You can't sanction Wrath of Man, but you
No.
can sanction the Ministry of Ungentlemen. Get out of my house. Get the fuck out of Wrath
listen.
of Man owns.
Listener, watch both of those movies and tell me which one's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
I get kicked off the show. Just
Done.
done.
Yeah, if one listener writes in and says Wrath of Man was better, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing.
Your trial is over.
Wrath of Man doesn't have a colorful cavalcade of criminals that Con Air has.
Damn straight.
No,
So,
that's true.
Con Air wasn't the first R-rated movie I ever saw, but it was the first R-rated movie that was in my home. That like had a VHS on the shelf that I could access anytime I want and watched 1,000 times. As I keep going, I didn't know you could do this in a movie. I didn't know these things could happen. The first R-rated movie I ever saw, for whatever reason, when I was very young, my parents rented us Caddyshack because I guess they remembered like a dancing gopher. But there is almost no movie in existence less interesting to a child than Caddyshack. Caddyshack, like they might as well have rented like The Leopard or Barcelona or something. Like
You
they
have
could-
to- You have to have been drinking since 8 a.m. and watch Caddyshack in the evening to like really latch into that movie's specific energy of like his sunburnt and drunk.
Caddyshack is going in the fucking Dune pile. I'm throwing it down the
What?
chute. That movie sucks.
Oh my
Garbage.
God.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay,
You can't-
now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to fight for this thing.
Caddyshack?
Caddyshack is Caddyshack is a movie that was saved entirely in editing because they realized the movie they made was bad. So
Oh, this is a great start to your
Caddyshack. I'm sorry. I'm getting animated.
No, please. Please stay animated. I need you in my corner. Caddyshack realized, okay, they have a bunch of really clutch bit parts that they just have to make the meat of the movie. All the stuff with Chevy Chase, boring. Snoozeville. He's easily the second worst part of the movie. The worst part's the main character that no one remembers for good reason.
I don't remember the main character.
Exactly. No one does because he's just a boring kid.
Really
Rodney
good,
Dangerfield.
Good sales pitch.
Rodney Dangerfield hits.
Ted Knight.
Ted
Knight's so funny.
Oh my god, hits. Bill Murray hits.
I'm gonna stick up for Chevy. I love Chevy. I come from a Chevy family. Like my whole family loves Chevy. Caddyshack is like an institution in my household. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when Chevy Chase asks the kid, the main character, he goes, yeah, that's something. But you do drugs? And he goes, yeah, sometimes. He goes, that's great. That's hilarious.
That wasn't a line. That was just Chevy Chase talking
just Chevy.
to the kid.
I also think my argument for Caddyshack is that even though it is far from his best movie, it is an important object in that it is Harold Ramis's directorial debut. Mm-hmm. And that is like film. Harold Ramis changed the shape of film comedy like forever. Mm-hmm.
I'm a Harold Ramis defender.
So you're out here, taking Caddyshack out back. When I think that's going to be my next recommendation for the show.
Caddyshack, I quit.
Here are you shoving plastic explosives down the hole of Caddyshack.
That's actually wait. Don't we have to end this episode with what's going to be our next recommendation?
We can do whatever we want. Literally, no one is stopping us from doing anything.
I like the idea of ending.
The inmates are running the asylum. We've lost Con Air. We are Cyrus the Virus, Diamond Dog, Johnny 23.
There's that really funny joke in Happy Gilmore 2 where the guy lets all the patients go at the end. And he goes, I can't believe it. You're all free to go. And then
that was so funny. Happy Gilmore 2 is a genuinely insane movie. Genuinely a deranged film. That I laughed a lot. I can't. I think, okay, the third act is maybe one of the worst things I've ever glimpsed with my eyes, but everything surrounding it was really funny. And it made me laugh a lot.
It's a strange one.
I
really liked it.
Graveyard. There's in the movie Happy Gilmore 2. There is a graveyard that has like 10 tombstones, and it is only characters from the movie Happy Gilmore. It's it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. When that, at the end when Happy Gilmore saves golf or whatever, and the guy who runs the mental institution is like, you're all free to go. Really good. Really, genuinely very funny.
I'm gonna pee my pants. That's so funny. It's like the funniest part. It's like the hardest I laughed all year.
Really good. And again, there's like a solid 30 minutes that are like impossible to pay attention to because it is like the worst CGI golf thing.
The visual effects are odd, I will say. It's a very
but also not funny, budget. But also like there's no jokes. It's just kind of like an eyesore. Again, everything else surrounding it really funny.
Yeah. And Sandman just like it's so interesting watching him go back into a character like Happy, where you're like, well, that was just, that's obvious. That's an easy thing. Like, that's just Adam Sandler. And then you see him actually go back to the character, and you're like, no, he actually hasn't done this again since that. This is a different brand of his thing that he's done variations on, but it's not like Happy's clearly a very distinct character for him, which I thought was cool.
Absolutely. But when's he going back to Billy Madison?
It feels like
when is Billy going through all the levels of school again.
Yeah.
You know, but now
Yeah.
he's even older.
When does Billy go to college? When does Billy
That's a
get
good
his
question.
master's?
This is a good question. But Adam Sandler simply must continue to work with the comedic superstar of the century, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is like crazy funny in Happy Gilmore.
He's really funny in it.
Was cracking my shit up.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Also, Benny Safdie, weirdly, like, really, like, in that movie. Like, kind of all
he is
over
in it.
all over
He
it.
is in
Man
it.
is the
I
guy
liked
in
him.
that movie.
I like weirdo Benny Safdie era, where he's just like, I'm just going to be in things.
He
Because
makes
he's,
it,
like,
yeah.
great in Oppenheimer. He's so
He's great
good in
in
it.
Oppenheimer. He's great on The Curse, you know, like
Oh,
he's an
he's
actor.
so good on The
I don't
Curse.
know if I ever got a handle on what was going on with him in Happy Gilmore 2.
No,
but...
it's broad. It's a broad character.
yeah, his character is that his breath stinks. I don't know. It's very.
But he's
it's very
also
strange.
he's like Logan Paul, but also like what's his name? Peter. He's like Logan Paul, but also Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
And
it's very strange. Justin, did you see Happy Gilmore 2?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Honestly, haven't seen the first Happy Gilmore.
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, that's a
Not-
classic in my house. That's
yeah.
That's an arguably
That's the
perfect
thing.
movie.
That was the
Wasn't
first
in the
DVD
house.
I ever owned. Yeah.
Was not in my house. Did not have
Sure,
friends
right.
who were super into it. Therefore, did not have any incentive to see it.
Yeah, I
that's
think
fair.
if you were to watch it now, you'd go like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that one ages pretty well, actually. Certain jokes
I
don't, but it's.
I
Oh,
think
Bob
it-
Barker. Okay.
But I think it's like I feel the same way about that as I feel about like every comedy set in high school, where like if you didn't watch it at the right age, like you might appreciate it, but you will just never get there.
Yeah.
You will just like I will just, you know, because I came to Clueless late, I'm like, this is good objectively, like very good,
Sure,
very
yeah.
well made. It's never gonna get to that next level
Yeah.
for me because
That's-
I watched it when I was 30.
Yeah. Did not see Breakfast Club until my like mid-20s.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's super bad. Like I got to
Yeah,
super bad like
Superbad,
a couple
I
years
genuinely
late.
didn't care for it.
Yeah, Superbad, Mean Girls, like all these movies are good. They're good. They're well made. They're
Yeah.
funny. But yeah, it will never ascend to that next level.
Yeah. That's why
do you
I
have
like
one?
I've seen one episode of Wednesday. Haven't really gone any. I've felt no
Yeah.
urge to keep going.
You're stronger than most getting through one.
It's a sensation. Many people have watched.
No,
episodes
it's
of
kind of the
Wednesday.
same way. I just sort of, on principle, am at least a little suspicious of anyone in their 20s and older who consume a lot of media about high school kids and younger. Like mostly
I'm
consume
right there with you.
art that's about people in school. I find that premise now utterly disinteresting. Like
I think
like,
you just
need
need a-
good
you need a-
angle, but or like there's like people involved that I like and think like, oh, these people would actually like uplift this maybe, but school as a premise, not interested. Just gonna skip.
I don't care about high
think-
school anymore. I don't
I-
care
I-
about their problems.
I think you need a pretty balanced diet, like of
Definitely.
like adult and young adult
Yeah.
stuff. If you're gonna like, because like you don't want to. I mean, there's something to like though. It's a fine line between that having something where it's like I check out what the new YA sensation is, like, or like, oh, I might as well go sit. You know, Hunger Games is coming back. I'll look into these finally or watch these. And there's a fine line between that and full on like Disney adult. And I do think the Disney adults are also like there's a weird amount of overlap between what you're talking about and Disney adults. This like
There is
unwillingness
or like
to
anime people.
They're
like,
the same picture.
unwillingness to engage with anything that might be, you know, deemed complicated or difficult. And you know, listen, these are accusations I get hurled at me a lot because I love things like Con Air. And you know,
Anyone that
Con
doesn't
Air
like
is
Con
a
Air
movie-
hasn't seen it. I maintain that position.
Con Air is a movie for adults. Like that's what's nice about it.
It's
Is
sophisticated.
but it's a movie for adults to feel like 12-year-olds.
There are yes, thank you. There are 2 children in this movie. One of them is mostly off-screen. The other hangs out with a serial killer and lives.
In an abandoned swimming pool, has a tea party with Hannibal Lecter in an abandoned swimming pool. And you're like, well, surely that was a dream sequence, right? You're like, surely he's having a hallucination. But no, everyone acknowledges the Barbie doll that she gave him.
Yeah.
It was real.
We do.
The
I do
Buscemi
need
character.
us to get into Buscemi. What does he do?
He
What
makes
does
no
he
fucking
do
sense in this movie.
Garland Green?
Garland Green is introduced like a nuclear weapon. It's 2 guards, each with a key, unlocking him.
They've got the Darth Vader breathing over him.
They play
and
a lion growling over the first time he enters frame, and I was like, "Is this a mutant? Like, is this about to be like like
is this
Bane?"
a military experiment gone horribly wrong? And it's just a man in a bowl cut and an all-white linen suit who just sits in chairs for the rest of the movie.
Which is
he sits
great.
down. He participates in none of
None
it.
It's
None of it.
I love
On either side.
the subversion of it being Buscemi. I was like, oh my god, of course I forgot Buscemi was in this. And then when he's just the one quietly kind of undoing everyone psychologically, it's really fun. His character makes absolutely 0 sense after the tea party. The tea
He's
party
Garland
is
Green.
one of the most thematically fracturing moments in a film I can remember seeing, because I was like, what the fuck is going on in this scene?
In this, Garland Green in Con Air is in conversation with like Breathless, or some where it's like
Yeah,
they ask you to have sympathy for a character that they have done nothing to give you sympathy for. It is a challenge to the audience of like, can we get you on board with this objectively monstrous character and do nothing to redeem him, do nothing to like say like he regrets his actions or it wasn't him or he's very mentally unwell. Simply, and again, in like a lesser film, like Garland Green, this Hannibal Lecter style serial killer gets introduced, and like
Also,
he
not
either
introduced
is like
till like 20 to 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, at like the first prisoner transfer, right? When we lose Dave Chappelle, we gain Steve Buscemi, and like what a trade!
What a trade!
And,
What an upgrade!
What an upgrade! And so in a lesser movie, he is either like, the incredible new assassin working with Cyrus, who is like secretly the biggest threat, or at the end of the movie when like Nick Cage is like dead to rights, they've got John Cusack on the ropes, or maybe John Cusack is dead, and then like Garland Green just like comes in and kills Cyrus and like all these other guys, and like that's a lesser movie. In this movie, he's just flavor. He's just parsley. He's just like he's forgive me, he is a Garland. He is like just set dressing. And
I mean, I like that argument. Maybe
is
more
a
than I liked
character
watching
who
it.
describes like driving across state lines wearing a little girl's head as a helmet. And,
yeah, that's a fucked up.
And at the end of the movie, he's gambling and like rolls them bones. I'm feeling lucky as Sweet Home Alabama plays.
Okay, that's the one thing I was gonna give. This movie gets an immediate extra 3 stars for the fact that it ends.
So it goes
with,
to like 8 stars, 10 stars.
That it ends with a shots of all of the actors breaking
Everyone's
character
smiling.
with their names and Sweet Home Alabama. Every single movie should end that way. Every
Ends with, like,
single
look
fucking
at all
movie.
the fun we had.
Exactly.
Look at all our friends we made along the way.
Didn't we have a great time with Johnny 23, a man convicted
The
of
world's
raping
great rapist.
I did hate that character.
For the 23
Yeah, he's
character
bad.
who was
Johnny
I know.
23, he's bad.
That part is the part that I think veered the most explicitly into tastelessness for me. And that's not something that like I'm against in a movie like this, but it didn't really like have that same like exploitation-y lens as I feel like it was maybe like going for. So like And also, I'm fine if you want to put that character in if you make his death legible, but like his arm comes out of his body because he is in the crash, and then they just kind of take his body out of focus away. And I was like, well, hold on. I wanted to see that guy like go into the rudder or something. I wanted to see him get like vaporized.
You want to see him get like the most exploded.
I wanted to see his disgusting ass tattoo get like ground down by the propeller or something. It's missing one extra beat for that character to feel like I'm having the fun at his expense instead of them just putting a shitty person in the movie and then having him do shitty things. Like, Trejo's great though. I mean, when's he back? It looks exactly the same. He looks like he hasn't aged a day since this movie.
Trejo's the greatest of all time. I also think it's very funny that the movie like stops and has like its main villain condemn sexual assault. Which feels like such a which is such a like modern thing. Like that's something you'd expect to happen in like a 2025 movie where like the bad guy is like, I draw the line here. But he says something to the effect of like, I despise rapists. To me, you're no different than like the white stuff that accumulates at the corner of your mouth when you're really thirsty. And
it's a really crazy line. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's
this
a great
movie's
line.
so awesome. Everything they give like Cyrus the Virus to do.
Yes.
The man who likes to brag he's killed more men than cancer. But everything Cyrus the Virus does in this movie is iconic. This is an incredible. This is a landmark all-time performance for me. Definitely the first time I ever saw John Malkovich, and honestly I've been a little disappointed since, because I started here and like nothing I've seen since then has really like ascended to the same level in my mind.
This and Burn After Reading, I think, are the two sides of everything he does great.
He does want that disc in Burn After Reading. He does want the disc.
His memoir. True. My memoir was stolen. This is political. This is a crucifixion. I love Burn After. It's like my favorite.
He is good in Burn After Reading.
What I'm saying right now is like the two sides of him are he can give you a wry like Alexander Payne, Coen Brothers like comedic dramaturge feeling, or he can give you like, do you need the whole ham? Do you want the entire honey baked ham just like sliced thick for you right on the platter, just like smoking hot? And that's exactly what he does in this movie. He's unfucking believable in this movie. It should be a nothing character. Again, this script is like awesome, but the characters are all saying really cool shit to each other, but it's not really like, it's on the actors to make those lines have the personality they have coming out of them, and like all of them rise to it so much. There's like such little moments with like Ving Rhames with the sunglasses and like taking the sunglasses from Sally Can't Dance, like all that little stuff is like, I don't know, just so good. I love the moment where what's his name, the kind of like Mad Dog character who the put the bunny back in the box guy.
Billy Bedlam?
Yeah.
Billy Bedlam, like, tests Nicolas Cage at one point in a really cool way where he's, like, needs to size him up, and he's like, I didn't know you from that block. And he goes, well,
I was on North Block. I don't recognize you.
And then he's like, yeah, because there were 160 people on North Block and 159 of which I didn't want to know, one of which was you. Like, that's just, like, it's so good. Little character moments like that really, like, on the page, they're solid, and like between these actors, like sparks just start flying. Like it really does just have a zip.
Such good chemistry in this cast.
Yes,
with a cast of thousands. Truly, just like every single good actor is in this movie. It's crazy.
It's awesome. I mean, should we talk about like the plot?
I mean, for those who haven't picked up on the plot yet, a army ranger basically takes a guilty plea deal to go to prison for just a bar fight.
He defended his wife in a drunken brawl, as this movie technically has an Academy Award because the Leanne Rimes song that is playing at the beginning and end of the film was original for Con Air.
That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
The greatest participation trophy in the entire
of all
Academy.
time. Yeah, because like this movie should have, I agree, like 6 Oscars maybe, and it only got the 1, sadly, unfortunately. And so Cameron Poe, a good old Army Ranger, right after he got off deployment, came to be reunited with his wife, his bride, who is with child, and defends her in a drunken brawl, accidentally kills those guys, and the judge says, like, you're too fucking cool to be in society. You're too good at fighting, army man.
You're a living weapon.
Your hands are deadly weapons. You cannot be held to the same standards as the rest of us. And so he goes to prison, serves his time, good behavior, and he is on his way out. He is going to be part of a prison transfer, which is going to happen via plane in the sky. And he's put on this plane with all these nasty men.
No, they're bad criminals.
Yeah, really bad criminals, but cool criminals with like iconic names and played by great actors.
Basically like a Punch-Out roster, Batman rogues gallery of criminals.
Yeah, and it's just like the movie is honestly like so economic and like said, like the plane is hijacked within 20 minutes, and like all these prisoners are set up like so quickly by like John Cusack and Cole Meany being like, all right, so this is Nathan Diamond Dog. He's a black militant, this guy he killed more men than cancer. Billy Bedlam, just very economically like sets all these guys up. And then the prisoners take over the plane. Cameron Poe decides to stay on board to try and save, the one surviving guard and his friend and take out these nasty criminals. Nasty.
I knew we were in for a great time when I knew the basic premise of this movie was like innocent man aboard the plane, like cons take the plane over, all that stuff. When he was already on parole 10 minutes in, I was like, we're cooking. This is great.
We're cooking.
My biggest nightmare was it's going to take 40 minutes before we even get to the plane. Like
no, we knew how to do it. We knew how to do it in 97. We knew.
Also, I wanted to mention, Cameron Poe. Do we think mayhaps J.J. Abrams for his hotshot pilot character who goes rogue?
Oh, Poe Dameron?
Switch them around.
Poe Cameron?
Yeah, well, J.J. Abrams has
Dameron.
never had an original thought in his life, so yeah, I think he did do that.
Hey, what's that one? What's that one people like? Atlas? Alias?
What? Alias? Well, yeah, it's like, hey, it's a lady spy. She has sexy adventures. Good show, but did not take a genius.
You mean what if James Bond was a woman?
Oh, what if a hot lady did cool adventures? And it's like, yeah, give this guy millions and millions of dollars.
I don't know. It was people liked it.
It was good. Yeah. It was good. You will not get any Alias hate from me. But the best thing he ever directed was the pilot of Lost, and he never had a good idea after that ever again.
You think Abrams could have made Con Air as good?
No, God,
I do not.
I think
no, because he would have put a bunch of Spielberg shit in there.
Yeah, that's fair. There would have been his kid would have had a radio, and he would have been able to talk to his kid.
It would have been
or something, right?
Frankly, insufferable.
We wouldn't know what was in the box. We would just know Nicolas Cage.
It would have a big
present.
question mark on it.
Instead of a bunny, it would have been, what's his present?
The movie ends with him opening the box, and then to be continued?
Yeah. And then Con Air 2, they get kind of like a subversive good writer who says, it was never about what was in the box, it was about this. And then he comes back for Con Air 3 to go, no, it was a bunny the whole time, okay? It was a bunny, and I wanted it to be the bunny the whole time.
The movie, the third movie would have been, okay, what if Con Air was on an airplane carrier?
What if Con Air was on a aircraft, one of those big ones with the planes on it? Yeah. So now it's boat with planes on the boat.
And it's
many Con Airs.
Somehow, Cyrus has returned.
Yeah. Instead of a super weapon that blows up one planet, my super weapon blows up 5 planets.
I mean, everything
the audience
that
can't
is-
see it, but I did the jerk off motion.
Everything that's wrong with him as a filmmaker, and I actually like J.J. Abrams as a filmmaker, but like every one of his shortcomings is literally like on display, naked, laid bare before you every second of Rise of Skywalker. It is like one of those movies
And,
that is like a man undoing himself in front of you.
Yeah, and he hasn't directed a movie since because he's run out of homework to cheat off of. He's run out of like people's shoulders to look over to get ideas from. He should have been a casting director. He undeniably has a great eye for casting, a great eye for talent. Say what you will about any of his projects, but it's like he has a good eye for like actors and actors that work well together. He really does. But he should have been a casting director.
I mean, I think the process of making The Rise of Skywalker maybe would have ended any filmmaker's career. Like, something tells me, like, if Fantastic Four is like a Chernobyl level, like we can't find out what happened there for another 40 years. I feel like Rise of Skywalker, it's like people are gonna go to their graves with the things that went on making that movie. Like, that movie is like cursed, like remains left over.
It didn't have to be. You didn't have to start all over. You had like a movie that people saw that you could have continued logically from, but instead you're like, start over.
Or maybe you just plan out your 3-film franchise ahead of time and maybe make commitments.
I think I always have defended the not planning it route because I'm like, well, listen, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you plan all of them and they're fine, then you end up looking like the MCU, where it's like, oh, it's well constructed or put together, but it's a little homogenous. If they're not well planned but all singular, you risk looking like the DCEU or the Star Wars movies, where movie to movie make no sense, but oftentimes you do get singular visions that like are entertaining and people like. So like, I don't think there is a winning option there for something like a Star Wars reboot. I think it's clear though that we're never gonna get a trilogy like that again. Like, they kind of had their one chance and they biffed it.
Yeah,
in a big way.
I'll say this: the original ones that people seem to like, they weren't planned either. They weren't even planned a little bit. They weren't planned slightly at all.
He kisses his dang sister.
Yeah, correct. But also, not to litigate this fucking movie again in our culture, but The Last Jedi continues logically from everything that happens in The Force Awakens. It is presented with a hand of cards and takes them to the next step. You maybe didn't like it. You maybe didn't like where it went. But there's nothing that, like, doesn't make sense from that movie, from the previous movie. It's all just like, yeah, he kind of worked with the cards that were here. The cards were Luke Skywalker ran away from the galaxy 20 years ago. There's no other way you could write that than, like, he is rejecting all the Jedi shit.
Yeah,
That's
like
the only logical step that you could have.
In what world is Rey supposed to get to the island at the end of Force Awakens, meet Luke Skywalker, who's been in exile, and Luke be like, oh man, you know, like, I've been trying to get off of this fucking rock for so long.
Sorry,
I've been napping.
Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. I got distracted.
Yeah, I'm in year 7 of Stardew Valley. They're out of special events. I like the cycle. It's very calming to me.
Listen, I'm thinking of getting into Minecraft. You want to try Minecraft?
Yeah, you want to start a Minecraft server with me?
I got the battle pass, and
I gotta keep leveling. I gotta get to 100 to
Ray,
unlock
you
the
don't
White
understand.
Ranger.
You don't
Yeah.
understand.
You don't understand. I've been busy.
I can play as Mothra with a shotgun if I get to level 80.
Yeah, sorry. Silk Song's finally coming out, so I decided I wanted to finally play Hollow Knight. You know. Yeah, it's fucking. Maybe it'll come up on this show at some point, but like.
Oh, I'm exhausted talking about that movie.
I don't want to talk about it ever again, actually.
That movie's just good, and people are babies. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, like, I don't have the energy to relitigate a movie I think is really good, and like, even, I'll hear arguments if you don't like it, but there are people who actually argue that the movie is, like structurally damaged, like the Room level catastrophe. And I'm like, you don't understand
they're going like frame by frame through the action sequences and going like, why didn't this guy attack here?
Why
Where
would this
did the
guy
sword
spin?
Go?
Why would you spin here? It looks
and it's
cool.
like,
Guys,
I guess you've just like never seen an action movie before in your life.
Justin, I feel like, are you sitting on a bombshell Last Jedi take? Are you like,
No.
are you...
I think he thinks it's mid, right?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
it's a 3.5 stars.
That's totally fair.
That's respectable, yeah.
As
Yeah,
someone who's not a Star
I'm
Wars
with you on, yeah.
As someone who's not a Star Wars person, I thought it was pretty good. I thought some of the subversion stuff is kind of on paper interesting. I don't think all of it landed for me. There are some stuff I think it should have gone way farther with, and it didn't. Primarily, there's a planet of war profiteers, which to me I thought was gonna be the next movie. Is Snoke's just a war profiteer who wears like a sick Hugh Hefner like gold bathrobe.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, but what you're forgetting is that Palpatine made Snoke.
Yeah, which sucks.
In a tube. He's a test tube baby.
I don't want to relitigate stuff Kevin and I already talked out on our Andor episode. I think the movie is fine. I think it could have been a decent franchise starter, maybe, with some of the stuff it was working with. But again, to me, it just strikes me as, just franchise mismanagement. Mm-hmm. And I honestly haven't seen the movie since it first came out, and
Sure.
I generally try to avoid thinking about it since it came out because we get into circumstances like this.
I mean, you want to talk about franchise mismanagement, like Fast X2, when are we getting it? You know what
Never
I mean?
happening.
Like,
Next question.
You think we're ever Did you guys
No.
see?
The Fast and the Furious franchise ends with Dominic Toretto getting blown up in Hoover Dam or whatever. Like,
that's
how it ends. That's how it ends.
It ends with Scott Eastwood firing a rocket launcher at Dominic Toretto.
Is that what happens? I didn't see the movie.
And he explodes.
They brought back Scott Eastwood? I thought
Wait,
we were
it's either
clear.
Scott Eastwood or Alan Ritchie.
Who's Alan Ritchie? Nephew of Guy?
Alan Richardson. Richson. This new Reacher.
Oh, Big Reacher?
It is Big Reacher. It is him.
Bigfoot.
Alan Richardson fires a rocket launcher at Vin Diesel and explodes him and a small child by the Hoover Dam. And that is the ending. That is seemingly the last we're ever gonna see.
That's how it ends. They're not filming part 2 yet, it's simply not happening.
But I think Vin Diesel is threatening, honestly, that they're going
he's teasing, all right.
They're gonna bring back Paul Walker.
I did hear that, yeah.
As a key role, they're gonna AI generate a Paul Walker.
Oh,
good.
Cool,
They're gonna Grand
good.
Moff Tarkin and
Respectful.
Paul Walker.
Really doing his memory well by basically exhuming the corpse.
It's what he would have wanted for his corpse to be defiled, for his eternal rest to be interrupted. It's what
For Fast
X2
X2.
wanted. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And The Rock is coming back, but he's definitely not now that he's gonna win an Oscar this year.
No,
so.
he's trying to
now that
become
he's
a
gonna
character
run
actor
for
now.
president. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's an interesting point of comparison. Is the Fast and Furious movies sort of took over this muscle-bound, coke-fueled.
True. Just a few short years later.
Well, even that I would argue that first Fast and Furious has its foot sort of in this era, in this pre-Matrix era.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a Point Break ripoff.
Yes.
So it has that very LA muscle car feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has that early 2000s blandness that I think is a problem with the first Fast and the Furious movie, is that it's kind of a little bit boring.
It is. It's a junky action movie. It's not.
But,
it doesn't have what made that franchise fun by Fast 5.
Right. I think Fast 2 is a much better this movie is junky and crazy, and it has characters who wear outfits that match their cars and things. That's what you really want from something like that.
The first race of Too Fast, Too Furious, there is a harpoon gun mounted to one of the cars that shoots electricity into the car that shuts down its engine.
Yeah.
And it's that's not even remote. The first one has drag racing. The first one is it's taking place at an intersection. And that's it.
Yeah. It's so funny, like, watching a race scene in Fast and Furious, and you see someone hit the NOS, and you're like, you're doing it too early. That means you lose.
You can't hit the NOS. You got to hit the NOS after at least 2 other people have hit the NOS, because then you're going to get the good one.
The secret to winning any race is you hit the NOS last. That is just canon in those movies. If you can resist temptation, you win.
You have to just wait till you win the race so that you can then hit the win race button.
Yes,
precisely. That's how I felt during the ending of Con Air, where we had that incredible crash scene on the Vegas Strip at the end,
which surely had hundreds of civilian casualties.
just so many people dead. And I'm glad they don't linger on it, because I don't need that. I don't need Zack Snyder, like showing me like a bunch of people like crumbled under waste. Well, but like
9/11 hadn't happened yet.
It's true. It's true. We hadn't thought about it.
That a plane crashing into an inhabited area could in fact look cool.
Could be fun.
And yeah. And then it actually happened, and then it wasn't cool. It wasn't.
And then we got over it really quick, and no art reflected it for generations to come. But this whole like sequence though, when Malkovich gets on the fire truck, and then like, Cusack and Cage look at each other, and they get on the police cycles, and they're weaving in through traffic. I was like, this is a fucking victory lap right now. This movie's like rubbing my face in how good it's been with just this this bonus little sequence where they go through the longest tunnel known to man.
Somehow they went through like Elon Musk's like cyber loop, years and years, decades before it existed.
That's where he got the idea.
Yeah. Elon Musk has never seen Con Air.
No, he's not. He doesn't have that
he doesn't have that taste.
He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't have.
He's too busy pretending to play video games.
There aren't any memes in this.
Well, certainly there's no comedy. It's illegal.
Yeah.
But there's a There's a great quote from Mr. Elon Musk. I say it often. I think of it fondly. Is when he was like asked by Jordan Peterson in a meeting of the minds, right? In a meeting of the great intellects of our time. Jordan Peterson asked him, what books have you been reading lately? And he goes like, I could talk about all these books that I'm reading that are really great, but what I really think it never gets better than is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Sometimes being a fan of that book is brutal. Sometimes having like a Hitchhiker's Guide tattoo is just like the most brutal cell phone I've ever done.
Somebody asked him like,
it's a great book.
Someone asked him who would be like where the modern philosophers are, and he referenced an alternate history YouTuber.
He's just the fact that he couched. I'm actually a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like, he couched that in I could tell you about all of the great literature that I've read. It's like, okay, buddy.
But instead, I'm talking about this 110-page book.
It's like the guide to being a 13-year-old stoner, like of a certain era.
A book most people read in middle school.
But it's a good book. It's a totally good book, and well written. It's not its fault. It's the Fight Club problem. It's the Fight Club issue.
It's still 7th grade reading level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, it is a great book, but also, like, Elon Musk, like, is not a 13-year-old stoner. He's one of those 13-year-olds that wants to convince you that he smokes a lot of weed, but he doesn't smoke any weed.
And he gets mad at you when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He's on
crazy
some,
times
like,
we live in.
He's on some, like, weird synthetic hormones or something.
Yeah, he's not doing, like, drugs for fun. He's doing drugs because, like, they're optimization tools or whatever.
Yeah, and let's be honest, they're the only thing keeping him up at this point.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's like
he's a cocktail of amphetamines for sure.
He's the meme of Homer with all the pins behind his back, like where his skin's pulled all tight for Marge. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying, Kevin?
Oh yeah.
I do.
You with me?
I do.
Getting...
do you want?
Thank you.
Good reference.
Oh yeah.
Good reference.
Yeah. No, that's what I needed. That's what
Well
I needed. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that got its due because it was a great one on my part.
It was great. No, for sure. Listen, I love The Simpsons.
We love our
Can't talk about it on this show. Too good.
Yep.
Too good.
Too classically good.
I mean, so what else do we want to discuss in Jan Khan? Like, what's the...
I don't know. I think I should teach a class where we go through it shot by shot, like Roger Ebert did with Pulp Fiction. I think
I could see that.
I think it should really be taught. And if you try to make Con Air today, it'd be a fucking 10-episode miniseries or something. It would be like the worst thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
They don't get
Or it would
on
just be on
Con Air
Netflix.
till halfway through.
Yeah, they don't get on
Yeah.
Con Air until episode 4, and you're like, well, fuck.
Episode 3 is all about how they're gonna get to Con Air pretty soon.
Right. And
Pretty soon.
we have to individually introduce every convict and show what
Well, they all
were
need their
doing.
own movie, right? They all need their own movie, and then we do the Con Air movie where we bring
And
all
then,
of
like,
our
the AV
convicts
Club
together.
will write an article after episode 3 and says, the mind-blowing twist at the end of Con Air episode 3. And it's like,
Yeah.
at the end, you read a whole bunch of, like, SEO farming, and then you get to the bottom paragraph, and it says, the big twist is that they're getting on Con Air next episode.
Yeah. It article headline. It happened to me. I clicked on the new HBO show, and the first episode was 72 minutes long, and I decided not to watch it. It happened to me. Happened to me with whatever that new Mark Ruffalo show was. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. I
don't
was
know what
like,
that is.
oh, am I gonna watch The Penguin starring Colin Farrell? First episode, 70 minutes. I'm not watching it.
That's a movie. That's
I
just
could
a
watch
lot
Con
of
Air
movies.
again. I could watch most of Con Air in that time.
See, now, if like, The Rehearsal has an extra long episode, that show has earned it from me. I'm like, okay, yeah, there we go. That show needs it.
Definitely. But also, hey, I'm pulling up HBO Max at this moment, but I don't think The Rehearsal got that long,
I don't think
You
it
know?
did. I think it got like I think the finale was like almost 80 minutes.
Of season 2?
2, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is not even an hour. It is 59 minutes.
Damn, tight as a drum. Look at me.
Every other episode is a skosh over 30, maybe 40. Like the series premiere was 45 minutes. Everything else, 30.
The
Now,
egg
Fielder
on my
gets it.
face right now.
now, if Nathan
Yeah.
Fielder was flying the jailbird, would have been an would have gone without a bump, would have gone
Without a
perfectly
hitch.
smoothly.
Now that would have been something. That's a real, like, I was in a
I hired all these convicts to recreate my favorite movie, Con Air.
but how would I
wondered-
know that they actually were able to commit the crimes they said they did?
So I locked all these men in jail for several years.
So I recreated their exact explicit crimes in VR and had them all reenact them against a mannequin.
But how would I know what size of child would best fit my head as a helmet? So I made casts of children's heads at varying ages.
I mean, this is all, like, we're kidding, but, like, that's not far off from his actual line of thinking.
The Rehearsal
Like,
season 3, he just becomes a serial killer.
It's the next
Answer my
logical
riddles
step for
3.
him, frankly.
I feel like he's on his way to becoming like an old troll that guards some treasure, and like you come to him and you have to answer his riddles. Like, or
Answer
whatever.
me, my riddles 3.
I mean, yeah, Con Air.
What
This is-
has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs during the day, and 3 legs in the evening?
To make sure I knew what it was like to be man, I gave myself 4 legs. And then I cut 2 of them off. Then I sewed 1 back on.
The real human experience.
Your Fielder is quite good, I gotta say.
Thank you.
It's
there. I put in the time. I watched all of Nathan For You, all the Rehearsal, all the Curse. I'm in there.
I've been watching the Trip films.
Amazing
yes.
works of art. Yeah,
Incredible.
really
But it's-
amazing. Are you watching the theatrical or are you watching the TV?
I'm going theatrical first because I don't want to
No,
like
definitely.
potentially alienate myself. If I feel like there's probably no chance I don't like any of the movies, and there's a slight chance I might not be into the rhythm of like the TV show. So I'd rather
I will say, if you like one of the Trip movies, you will like all of the Trip movies, and if you like the Trip movies, you will like the
Okay,
TV show.
all right, that's fair.
I think That is the safest bet I could ever place. If I were Garland Green at the craps table, that is where I'd put all my chips down.
Well, I like the funny stuff. I think they're really funny, but I really like.
Does the new dealer feel lucky? Well, does he? Yes, yes, he does.
The obviously the Michael Caine. I've buried 14 Batmans. You know, like that part's great.
Amazing.
You were
but
only
the
supposed to
best-
blow the bunny doors off.
But the best riff in all the trips, the thing that really set me off was they're doing battling David Bowie impressions as David Bowie is following Rob on Twitter.
Okay.
I will follow him.
I loved when the melancholy elements of them. I really wasn't expecting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
There's
very down note sometimes.
Yeah, for real. I forgot what. Oh, is your Nathan Fielder impression?
Yes.
Do you do a Cage? Do you do a Malkovich? Anyone from this movie? Can you?
What an excellent question. Well, if I was trying to do John Malkovich,
That's not
I would
that's
speak
not bad.
in this way, in this rhythm. Cage, I don't really have.
Cage
You know,
is also
I would
just,
have like a Cage on the level of like Andy Samberg's Cage, where you're like,
yeah. This
Yeah.
Cage performance in particular feels like it looms very large in his career.
the bunny.
I mean,
Back
it is.
in the box.
It's sort of a toned down, Wild at Heart.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is such like, it's weird that like for a while Jerry Bruckheimer was just like, no, Nicolas Cage is my action star. You know, The Rock is like a year before this, and Con Air is right here, and it's just like
Right.
for a while. Face Off, of course, we talked about, and it's just like he just was like a straight down the middle action actor for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but he
Very
had
odd.
that. This feels like the performance I feel like I'd seen the most from on those like circa 2006 like Nicolas Cage compilations of like Nicolas Cage freaking out.
Yeah.
Or like cheesy line read things. Like obviously all those things are stupid, but like as a kid, my impression of this movie was that this was the performance where he's like wacky, and he kind of
No,
It's
Besi-
not-
I mean, like the hair and the accent, but like he's pretty just like dialed in. Like
He's
it's
dialed
very
in, but
reserved.
I think he knows he's too smart to not know how he's playing though. Like how him running away with this hair covered in sweat with like all the explosions going off
He
around him. Like
looks amazing. He
that-
looks incredible.
he does. But that in and of itself looks patently ridiculous in a way. Like he knows
Yeah,
the movie
yeah,
is ridiculous, and that if he plays it straight, he's gonna ground it, and then he will be brought up by the movie's like mania in it.
Yes.
Like he doesn't
I
need to
think-
like go crazy in it to feel like he's matching it with Nicolas Cage energy, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, every actor in this movie is really like correctly dialed in. Like the
Yeah.
dials are adjusted to the correct place. You know, Cole Meany is like exactly calibrated as what you need as like the you know the suit, you know, who's telling you all the wrong things. They're not listening to you, you know.
Right.
And
Cusack is so dialed into this character, and
he's
and
kind of really great in this
He's
movie.
awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, and of course, like Malkovich and Rames and frankly Dave Chappelle, you know, all these guys. MC Gainey as Swamp Thing,
Is so
the
good.
prisoner who knows how to fly a plane, is amazing. Everything.
Everyone's really good in it. Yeah. Is there anyone have an MVP? Like, who's your what performance?
It's
is
gotta
your-
be Malkovich.
It's
Like,
Malkovich.
this
Yeah,
is
come
such
on.
a campy, fun character. I'm so surprised that people don't just do his character in like monologues and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I auditioned for Juilliard, I'm like, the next buzz you hear will be the flies circling around your rotting corpse.
He's
really is.
going
Did
in
anyone
so hard while clearly having fun with it. He's not playing
Absolutely.
it seriously. This isn't like Dangerous Liaisons, Malkovich.
No.
This is very much like I'm a Saturday morning cartoon villain that
Did
just
anyone
says fuck
see-
and kills people.
Did anyone see Opus?
Not yet.
No.
That's with Iowa Debris and
Yeah,
Where
I
John
only
plays,
didn't
like,
see
a
it
David
because I
Bowie
heard
type.
universally bad things.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's a movie that fully comes together, but like I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. Like I had a good time with it, and the thing about it is just like obviously Io Debris is like a great talent. Like she's so fucking good in it.
Yeah.
And really like anchors it in moments where the movie kind of loses some steam. Malkovich, I was just like, God damn, this guy. It deserves so much more of a reputation than he has. Like I don't understand how he's not routinely in the questions for like I would argue like it used to be like Sam Rockwell was the most underrated actor of all time. Like that was that used to be the kind of undercurrent. And I would argue I think John Malkovich should be in contention for most underrated actor like of his generation.
That
I'm there.
Would have to be true because I'm looking at his filmography right now and it's not great. It's really like it's a lot of like kind of plug and play kind of stuff. Some very decent movies here for sure, but like he doesn't have the like, you know, because who are his contemporaries? Like De Niro? Like what, you know, who is he in the age bracket of? And like he never got those parts. He never got the part that is like elevating him to that next level. He's been in plenty of good movies. He's obviously been great in plenty of movies, but he just never like got what he needed to get to that next level after Liaisons in 88.
He hasn't done anything that made him one of the greats.
Yeah. Again, you know, we all loved him as, you know, Unferth in Beowulf or Athos in Man in the Iron Mask.
We love him as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
That's true in the iconic film Mary Riley.
He's in that Robert Rodriguez movie that isn't getting released for 100 years.
Oh, that's right. He is in the Whiskey Vault movie.
Yes.
That is true.
One of my favorite villain performances of all time, obviously, he is... What's the name of this character? He is Teddy KGB in the masterpiece Rounders.
We love him as Blackbeard for the NBC pirate drama Crossbones.
Did you guys know that
him as King Galbatorix in the Aragon movie, and of course as uncredited wedding guest in Robert Altman's A Wedding.
Guys, don't be surprised when I force us to watch 2010's Jimmy Hayward's directorial effort Jonah Hex, in which he plays Quentin Turnbull.
Now, why would you go and do a thing like that?
Have you seen Jonah Hex?
I admittedly have not.
Jonah Hex is good.
It looks like the kind of thing I would throw on while high. It looks like exactly the kind of bullshit that I would... It's 82 minutes long.
yeah, it's barely... It's like...
Cut to the bone.
But that's the thing is that Jonah Hex is a movie. I watched it with COVID, so maybe that is part of... Like, I did have brain scrambling COVID.
Yeah, as in you had COVID or just during, like, quarantine?
No, like, I had COVID.
Ooh, the early onset dementia sinking
in. It was literally it was
Josh
Christmas.
Brolin, John Malkovich, Megan Fox, Michael Fassbender, Will Arnett, Wes Bentley,
Shannon.
John Gallagher Jr., Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Lance Reddick, Michael Shannon.
The thing is, I watched this on Christmas Eve with COVID. I unknowingly gave COVID to my family, which I caught at Avatar: The Way of Water, like a few days beforehand.
Oh, Awa's gift.
So I was maybe a little fried, but like Jonah Hex is 82 minutes. Michael Fassbender has a bunch of tattoos, and there's a horse with a Gatling gun strapped to the side of it at one point. So I was like, come on, like you're gonna tell me that's bad?
Yes.
Like I don't believe you.
1.8 average on Letterboxd.
I don't buy that for a second.
An 11% Rotten Tomatoes.
Now, have you revisited this movie while healthy?
No.
Of sound mind.
Is Malkovich is also in Hitchhiker's Guide. Hey,
Yes, he is.
Yes, Hama Kavula, of course, the iconic role of Hama Kavula.
he's of course unfair in Beowulf, the Robert Zemeckis PS2 Beowulf movie.
A feature-length cut scene.
Not a single one of us has mentioned being John Malkovich in this conversation.
Well, yeah, because he's great in that. That's
Yeah.
It's actually actually a movie I've never seen all the way through.
he's great. In it.
Starring John Cusack from
Yeah.
On Air.
Wow.
Reunion. Do you think they talked about it on set? Do you think do you remember? Well, they don't actually share any scenes together, I don't think.
They might have
also-
cast in like this. They might have like sat together for the script read.
I feel like
maybe.
I feel like Malkovich got brought into being John Malkovich because of something like that. There was a weird there was some weird.
It was originally called Being John Cusack. But...
Or maybe he was. I think he was in adaptation in like a bit part. Like he's got like an uncredited cameo in adaptation. Okay, so yeah, I think it was through that he knew. Maybe that's how he got Con Air.
Oh,
Has
from adaptation? A movie that came out after Con Air?
Well, maybe that's how he met Cusack
Oh.
through Spike Jonze.
Oh, I see.
It's a web of conspiracy.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Bullethead, the dog fighting movie with Adrian Brody, John Malkovich, and Antonio Banderas?
Bullet head? What?
It's okay. Here's the thing.
Bullethead.
Written and directed
This
by
movie's
Paul
not-
Solet.
It's not great. Not a great movie, right? Here's the thing, though. John Malkovich delivers a monologue in this movie about these tropical fish that he really wanted to get for his daughter for her birthday. And it is one of the most, like, stop the presses. This man holds your attention for 5 straight minutes and tells you, like, the best story you've ever heard. And in that moment, I remember I turned to my brother at that point, and we were like, I mean, we don't talk about Malkovich enough. Like, straight up. We don't, like, this is a nothing movie that, like, didn't really, like, no one's heard of it, and he's just flat out fucking incredible in this one monologue. That's what he does best.
True. Yeah, I'm looking at your brother's Letterboxd review right now. On Amazon Prime.
That is where we probably watched it.
That is the length of the review. Is that you watched it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, he does that.
Boy, we
He quirked
watched
up like
that
that.
movie.
Meanwhile, I'll write something like my review for Con Air, which is ha, oh my god, what the fuck, which was a very genuine gut reaction to this movie.
No, correct response to watching the American masterpiece Con Air.
Well, it ends with, like, the only song I get. I think the ending with yeah, with ending with Sweet Home Alabama is great. There's something about
so funny.
there's something about the ending. What other songs could work there? Like, I was thinking, like, Taking Care of Business. That would have totally worked.
Yeah, boys are back in town for sure. Guess who just got back today?
What about, like, a curveball and, like, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys? You know,
Ooh,
like,
that
that
would've been
could.
That's true.
Good.
But they did. I mean, they'd already paid to license Sweet Home Alabama because they're all dancing to it on the plane, and Steve Buscemi goes, like, define irony: a bunch of idiots dancing around to a song made famous by a band who died in a plane crash.
It's true.
And so they're like, well, we paid for it once, let's just use it again.
Yeah, well, also
Which
the main
I
characters
respect.
from Alabama.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my girlfriend and I, we watched Jerry Maguire this past weekend, and in that movie, they just played Secret Garden by Bruce Springsteen twice. They just played it twice.
Yeah.
Good song. They're like, it should go in both places.
Some of my favorite movies needle drop the same song, like, multiple times. Like Easy
The
Rider.
Long Goodbye.
Needle drops the same song twice. My favorite is when a filmmaker needle drops the same song in 2 different movies, and is kind of so, like, a classic example is, like, in
Give Me Shelter. Martin Scorsese uses that song multiple times.
Melvin and Howard has a Fortunate Son needle drop in it that then Jonathan Demme opens his Manchurian Candidate with Fortunate Son, but, like, a slowed down version of it, which is, I like.
It's a haunting children's choir.
And then you guys seen that, the Manchurian Candidate?
Neither version.
Ugh, the Demi one's so good.
I've read the
I haven't seen
book.
the original. I've only seen the Demi one. Demi's my boy. I've got a framed picture of him over there.
That's beautiful.
But yeah,
I'm not
he'll
sure I know
need
what
a drop.
Jonathan Demme looks like.
Oh,
like that.
He's so handsome.
Oh,
How can you not know what he looks like?
What a
He looks
beautiful
so
guy.
handsome just for you.
He's behind the camera. Wow, I've only seen 3 Demis. That feels like a significant blind spot.
We gotta get you on the Demi train.
Yeah.
Sure. Well,
What if you-
I think Ricky and the Flash could qualify for this show.
Ricky and the Flash is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I think it could qualify. I think
not
it was
even-
dismissed at the time for what it was. I think
It absolutely
could be,
was.
a hog to slop.
I've got the Blu-ray right there. I've got the
wow.
literally just out of reach. I've got my Blu-ray. I love that movie. I just watched it for my birthday.
He directed a movie called Crazy Mama.
That's a good one. That's a weird one, but it's a second Corman feature.
I do like a little Corman.
In that movie, does Mama look at things and say, "This needs to stop making sense"?
Hey. I mean, I'm assuming, Kevin, of the Demis you've seen, Stop Making Sense, Silence of the Lambs.
And Married to the Mob. The big 3, they call it.
Hey, Married to the Mob is, I think, one of his unsung, one of his hidden gems. I love that movie.
It's alright, but yeah, I mean, Silence of the Lambs stopped making sense. A couple of 5-star masterpieces.
Oh yeah,
It's,
you got to see Something Wild.
I
Intend
to watch more.
Something Wild is the one I think you would probably then.
Something Wild.
be
Rachel
really
getting
into.
married. I want to watch Philadelphia. There's some movies I want to see, but there's a lot of movies out there.
You guys are gonna get me just talking. I mean, he's my favorite filmmaker of all time. I could talk about his movies all day.
Then pick one for an episode.
Yeah, but they're
You
not
have the
slop.
power.
Oh, but we could watch like The Truth About Charlie. That movie is slop. That movie's fucking
Okay,
crazy.
but why?
I like that movie
Why do that one?
because we have a concept.
Yeah.
There's way
We
too
have
much
a
slop out there for me to
premise.
start recommending like good movies.
Ricky and the Flash could qualify.
That's the one that could, and I would even bristle at the notion that movie could be called slop because it's so.
I think for me, the premise of the show is just like anything that could be kind of dismissed, just based on a glance at what it is, without engaging with it.
Yeah.
Viewed askance.
And I don't just want this to be a movie show. I want us to feel free to bring in music or comics or a book or a video game. I want this to be a wide-ranging idea of like what is cultural slop. I've
thrown out a TV show idea in the DMs that I think would be fun.
That's fine. I don't remember what it was. Keep it a secret.
I do like the rotating structure of the show. Of someone picking and then the next person picks and the next person picks.
Yeah, Justin, do you want to take the reins after this episode?
Would love to.
Well, do we have any? I feel like we're maybe winding down on Con Air, or what do we want to?
I'm always wound up on Con Air.
That's true. Hopped up
I'm always
on the
jacked
con.
up on that sweet oxygen from the air.
Yes, from the air.
And I could talk about it all day. Again, I want to go through it kind of like frame by frame, but that's like we can't really do that on this show. We're just not really like set up for that kind of
we haven't. You would need to start a
presentation.
Con minute show.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, one of those pods where they do a movie minute by minute. I would do it for Con Air, and I think it's worthy. I think it's worthy to be discussed in that context.
I feel like I'm envisioning this class you're going to teach, and it's going to be a lot of like, okay, and in this frame you can see we've jumped the line, and we've gone from a telephoto lens to a fisheye lens. We've gone from like up here to down here. And the sparks, you can see, we can track the sparks across. Like, I just feel like this movie has like no spatial geography to actually like.
It's in a plane. That's all
you always know where you are in the plane. You always know where you are in the plane, which is very important.
To be fair, to go back to to tie this into maybe the Last Jedi conversation we were having about like choreography fetishism that I think has really taken over modern action. This sort of thing that it's like, I want my action scenes to be A, accurate, and B, compelling. Like, that got switched somewhere along. Like we used to not care about accuracy or realism because it was compelling, and now we need it to find it accurate for it to be even viewed as compelling. And I do think there's something that I appreciate about this movie that I think The Matrix 4 also has, which people said that movie had really muddy action. And it's like, visually, I can see what they mean. The geography is not quite there. It doesn't have that, like, James Cameron, like, oh my god, like, everything's clicking together. But there's an emotional through line and character intent through every action that is still on screen that carries the scenes forward and propels the story and the dynamics, like, which is what action scenes are about. You know, like Battleship Potemkin, you don't want that baby to fall down the stairs or whatever. You know, like, you need like a base thing to base an action scene around rather than choreography, because then it just becomes like a dance show. Like then it's, like, I think that's what the John Wick movies do really well. They balance sort of this operatic emotional arc with hyper real, hyper cool fighting.
I think this is best
fighting.
Yeah, it's best exemplified in like the Star Wars prequels, where it's like choreographed down to like the slightest movement, but there's no emotionality to it. There's no, like, you cannot be compelled, because it is like, it's two characters violently trying to kill each other, but they're like flipping around and doing, like, it doesn't have any of the emotionality. Listen, we're gonna talk about a lot of Hong Kong action movies on this podcast. I will make sure of that.
I got shit
and
locked up.
that is some of the best stunt work, you know, you will ever see. People and no consideration for plot, nothing beyond like what is cool and what should be happening right now.
You know what filmmaker I feel like has really missed out on this era of film going out of favor, like this exact like Bruckheimer style, is Brad Bird. If these sorts of movies were still getting made and Brad Bird didn't have to make like Tomorrowland or come back with try and get onto a Star Wars movie, like it would be, his exact sentiments are like thrilling and goal-based and dynamic driven and super clear, super well filmed, and like
it's a good idea. Ghost Protocol definitely has some of our sensibilities.
Ghost Protocol is kind of the last one before, because like Rogue Nation is a pivot. Like I always liked that Rogue Nation is like Scumbum version. He's in a Hawaiian shirt. They're off the grid. Like it kind of has this like Hawaii 5-0, like kind of like Miami Vice coastal vibe, and they never quite ever are able to go back. Like, Ghost Protocol is, like, the last gasp of that era of action movie, where there are, like, clean fucking, like, expensive set pieces, and like, even that movie blows up the Kremlin, and it's a little CG-ish, but, like, well, it's pretty CG-ish, but, like, the sandstorm stuff, and the Burj Khalifa, obviously, and even just, like, the hand-to-hand stuff in that movie is super like, in the parking garage with the falling cars, like, that one's kind of, I feel like, the last of this like the last breath of this era kind of exists. And like the Michael Bay Transformers are sort of like a baton pass too. No, like in terms of like it's no longer set piece based, it's VFX based, but it's still that kind of like big.
Bay is a Bruckheimer guy.
Yeah, no,
like his early films are Bruckheimer productions, and Bay still adheres to those sentiments. Ambulance is Bruckheimer core.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Ambulance is also like an amazing fucking action movie, just like completely fucking shredded down and
Ambulance is off its rocker.
It's amazing.
It's a great movie.
We should talk about Ambulance.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Justin, is your pick Ambulance?
No.
Damn it.
My pick is another.
I'm excited.
It's another exercise in the vein of Lil Abner of franchise archaeology. I am fascinated by media properties that become worldwide sensations and then disappear from the face of the earth.
Okay, that's interesting.
And
in the Lil Abner vein is the comparison you threw out.
That's of course a classic episode of Movies for Babies.
Lil Abner. I haven't heard that name in years.
Our Lil Abner.
Ty, if you
movie,
want
right?
a brief exercise in
Stubby K?
getting what my deal is,
It's that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, you should know that Justin has watched Lil Abner like 7 or 8 times.
I've seen
You
it
should know that-
17 times.
You should know that
17 times in the last like 4 years.
2 years.
I ran a spotlight on a production of Lil Abner that ran for a couple weeks.
Oh
So
my
I have seen the show a million fucking times, and me and my family have a joke about Jubilation T. Cornpone.
Yes!
Because Stubby K in that song, man, he kills that
So,
song.
thank you. Oh,
I feel
my
like
God.
I'm seeing you for the first time. Like,
Yes,
I'm like...
yes. Oh my God. All right.
Yeah, wow, Ty knows from Eagle Eye Fleagle. Ty knows a stupefying Jones when they see one.
Stupefy. Put him back the way they was.
Yes. Oh my God.
They was dumb, they was cranky, but they loved hanky panky.
Put him back the way they was. Oh, well,
That show is crazy. It's a crazy show.
It's crazy show. Movie still rocks my socks. Can't wait to hit the big 2-0 by Christmas.
By Christmas, in the next 3 months,
Yeah,
you're
I'll
planning
have
on
seen it
your
20
monthly viewing of Lil Abner.
I'll have seen it
Wow.
20 times by then.
I mean, yeah. I am obsessed with the aesthetics of that movie.
Movie looks fucking great.
Where it's just like nothing looks like that anymore. Like, could you even make anything look like that anymore?
God.
Kevin got up and left. Kevin has got up and left the table.
Kevin is so upset that we're talking about this movie again.
No, but like, okay, if you had a fully digital, not even digital camera, you have all the money in the world, you have studio lights, a studio set, you paint it the exact same way, you hire actors who look, could you ever make something that
It wouldn't
has
look
that
the
feel?
same. You'd need to shoot it in VistaVision again.
Right.
You would need to find the tightest, leanest, most flexible dancers on Broadway to do it again. But
Well, I also like I have the same affinity for like Labyrinth, where it's like
Yeah.
obviously like Netflix made their Dark Crystal show, and it looks good.
it is good.
Like it looks cool. It's got like the visual style down, but it still has that. I don't know if it's a color grading thing or just how post pipelines work now,
it's
but there's
too
something about the
polished.
image. Yeah, and like there isn't that same like tactility. You watch like the dance. What is it? Dance Goblin Dance or whatever, the David Bowie song.
Dance
that's
magic,
like a 6,
or it's like Jump Magic
Yes.
Jump.
where it's like a 6-minute dance scene where it's just like these long wide shots of all this incredible puppet work that's like obscured by like mirrors and smoke. Like it's such a genuine like, could we ever get there again? I don't know. It keeps me up at night thinking about like, could I have all the same equipment and it still just wouldn't look the same because of how we make movies now? Like,
It breaks my heart. We'll never get a Lil Abner again. It's lost to time. We forgot how to do it. But my pick for our next Hogz 2 Slop, based on is a movie adaptation of a beloved puppet from the Ed Sullivan Show.
oh jeez.
It's Lamb Chop.
My-
It's time for Lamb Chop, everyone.
My pick is 1967's Topo Gigio and the Missile War.
oh yeah. Topo Gigio
Topo Gigio
and the missile.
and the Missile War.
Okay, so this is looking like exactly what I was hoping it was gonna be. I can't wait for this.
Gigio.
Is there any way to watch this that isn't gonna download like malware to my,
on
my
YouTube.
hard drive? Okay, alright. And it's how long? Hour 32? Okay, that's respectable. That's longer than Jonah Hex.
Film mixing live action with the famous animated Italian rubber mouse, Topo Gigio. Well, it was the next logical step for us.
naturally.
The minimal-
Superman and Con Air, and of
then
course
Topo Gigio and the
Topo
Missile
Gigio.
War.
I'm glad that we're just like continuing the trend that like we just hate having listeners. We just hate the idea that anyone would listen to the show.
Hey, people like Con Air.
People like,
But Topo
yeah.
Gigio in the Missile War is gonna do numbers. What do you mean?
Yeah. Topo Gigio's back for a renaissance any day now.
Yeah,
minimal-
for sure.
The minimal plotline concerning a bank robbery, James Bond-style bomb, and Cold War-era missile espionage is what I just read on the IMDb page.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Sounds great. Isn't Topo Gigio a name for Santa Claus?
Yes, Tim Allen does say something to that effect in the movie The Santa Claus.
Yes, but he's talking. Okay, I always thought
he's listing
that was
other names for Santa Claus at that time.
But I guess he's just saying Topo Gigio to. I guess he's just invoking the mouse.
We're always invoking the mouse on this show.
I think Topo Gigio had a famous Christmas appearance, and that's what he's referencing.
Okay, I can see that. Well, hey, I mean, Justin, knocking it out of the fucking park with that one. I can't wait. This is gonna be great.
Translates to Louis Mouse or Louis Mouse.
Louis Mal.
Louis Malle?
Louis Malle. That's a filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Au revoir les enfants. Yeah, of course. My Dinner with Andre, obviously.
Naturally,
Jesus, what is wrong?
naturally. They should have been mice.
Great movie.
They should have been two mice having dinner at like a little bottle cap table, passing breadcrumbs back and forth,
Discussing like transcendentalism and like.
Yeah.
Two mice fell into a bucket of cream.
I didn't know you did so many impressions.
That's weird.
Do you do a lot of
do
impressions?
that.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
good.
so.
Busts
I mean,
them
you're good
out.
at them. So, I mean, the Malkovich really astounded me. That was like, have you worked on that, or is that just?
I've just kind of internalized it. I've never externalized it until this time.
Yeah, that was great. Con Air, guys.
Con Air.
Thank you for introducing Con Air into my life, because it is fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome. It's
It is.
so
Great
good.
time.
You can throw it on any time and be like, Con Air.
It's the best kind of time. Like, it is like I had the most amazing experience watching Con Air.
It doesn't waste your time.
No,
Sure doesn't.
it barely spends.
Not looking
it.
at the runtime right now, but like under 2, fairly
Yeah,
certain.
it's like hour 50 something.
Hour 15.
Hey,
It's maybe
Or-
a little bloated, like
not hour
if I'm actually forced to reckon with the pace of it, but like it having the fact that it has an excess of stuff is not a problem. It's almost a feature, not a bug. Like the movie's very overloaded.
Much like James Gunn's Superman, it is perhaps in excess, but keeps the runtime relatively trim.
It's true. There we go. Well, I mean, Topo Gigio better be loaded with ideas then.
For its small runtime, small mouse.
Small runtime, small mouse, big ideas.
Big ideas.
heart.
ideas.
What? So, Kevin, did you have any kind of like, this was your baby you brought forth? You told us Con Air. This will be our inaugural episode. Any sort of final hog thoughts on this slop?
Yeah.
Hog thought,
How many troughs of slop how many trotters do you give this?
5. How many troughs and trotters do you got? As
I'll
many
take
as
as
you
much.
got. That's how many I give them.
How many curls in your tail do you give this?
As many as a tail can encompass, frankly. I think you can't. There's nothing else you could want. There's nothing else you could want at a time at the movies than watching a little Con Air. Begging for the day I can watch this movie on the big screen. Even living in New York where there are constant rep screenings, I have not been lucky enough to find a Con Air screening. Nighthawk, hit me up. Would love to host a rep screening of Con Air.
I'd love to watch it on just like a busted print from the original run or something.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
An original
scratch to
35
hell.
that is just borked.
Yeah,
We can all
I would...
cheer when they drop Dave Chappelle's body out of an airplane. It lands on a car and it's still like readable. Still legible.
It was really funny to me. It spoke to kind of, I feel like, my storytelling instincts, where it's like, if that happened, it would be like a balloon full of meat just dropped on the windshield, and there's no way he would have survived. Well, no, he's dead already.
He was dead.
No, he's already dead. There's no way his corporeal form would have made it to the ground.
Would have remained intact, yeah. But no, it doesn't even really splatter any blood. It just kind of dents a car.
Right.
Being dropped from the sky.
And the movie is rated R, right?
Yeah, they say naughty language.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not super graphic, though. Like, the Malkovich death is kind of the most like absurd. That moment is so fucking funny too.
Yeah, like
God,
a guy
it's
gets
so...
like run through with a a sharp pipe or something. Billy
Yeah,
Bedlam
yeah.
goes out kind of impaled, but it's really not like There's a reason that like I could watch this infinitely at like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's not super like intense either. Like I feel like if you're a kid, the only stuff that started to like make me like itchy or like anxious was the sexual assault element, and I feel like a kid probably would know that something bad is going on, but wouldn't have the same like that. I don't know if that would like scare them as much as like that scares like an adult watching that scene, but like because it is like you just don't like. I don't know if a kid would even like register what Trejo's whole deal is.
Yeah.
I do wish we'd seen that arm get cut up though. That would have been. I feel like they set it up so perfectly with the tattoo. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm gonna see that. And then they kind of do because his arm's hanging, but it's like that's a weird shot. Does his arm get like dislocated or like sawn off or something by the crash? Like, because they pull his body out and his arm is still hanging there. Yeah, okay.
It either gets severed or something happened where like somehow like he fell and it like pulled off. That doesn't make any sense. It got severed by some piece of shrapnel or something.
He gets like Furiosa'd. Like it just kind of wears the joint down.
Mm-hmm.
He basically does get Furiosa'd.
Yeah. Which is good, great. The character was such a feminist to begin with, so that's obviously
Johnny 23.
And then by the end,
Johnny
hey, I was
600.
cheering for all of them with their little names at the bottom. That's the best.
Yeah,
again,
come
I'll say
on.
that's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like it's such a galling use of Sweet Home Alabama too. It's so perfect. Like it's so
It's what
funny.
Sweet Home Alabama deserves. Let that song play over footage of a famous rapist. You know what I mean? Like
Of Steve Buscemi literally getting the that is such a
But yeah, the
profoundly
worst
weird ending.
person in the movie gets away with it.
and we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know what he did with the child?
It's like
Let him live.
Yeah.
She waves at
That's
the
true,
plane.
that's true. No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
right.
I'm not convinced that even happened. Like that feels like such
Yes,
a
the
weird.
That was another child.
No, it said next to the pool. It said Lerner Airfield Trailer Park.
Yes, it did.
You
It did.
fools!
It
You
did give
fools!
us. It did just feel very weird when it's like the way that scene is played is very dreamlike.
Yeah. It's because it's totally disconnected from the rest.
Yeah. He's got the whole world in his hands.
I've got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole. He's got the little bitty babies. And that is he. Oh, well, of course we ignored it. He was redeemed through Christ, through singing about having the whole world in his
true.
hands.
I forgot about
He was
that.
redeemed
in
through
the eyes of
the
our
risen
Lord.
God.
What a crazy thing. Any other screenwriter? I was actually thinking, like, this does feel it felt very, especially at the beginning, of a piece with, like, I feel like James Gunn with his Suicide Squad was doing a real Con Air, like, Dirty Dozen, like, focusing in on making everyone have this kind of, like, banter, and they've all got their thing. Like, they felt very similar to me. I'm almost like, if we're gonna remake Con Air, like, I would put James Gunn behind it in terms of like the guy who I'd want to write and direct, like, outside of any universe or whatever, but like just make a Con Air movie. He would fucking kill something
Yeah,
like
he'd
that.
have fun, wacky criminals.
He essentially did make that movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He kind of did.
He kind of did already make it.
I
This
guess you're
Con
right,
Air
yeah.
is the Suicide Squad.
Suicide. Do they have to say the Unalive Squad on YouTube now?
Yeah, the self-unalive squad.
The Sewer Slide Squad?
Yeah, Johnny
Suicide.
23 is
The grapist.
does grape.
Oh God, we gotta. I'm getting us out of this tailspin. I'm taking us out.
Abort. Pull the ripcord. I'm out.
It's like MC Gainey being like, when they're like barreling down the street and he's like, I'm out of here, and he tries to get out of the cockpit, and I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna get out of the cockpit right now?
I'm out of here. Yeah, you're right.
Just breaks the window, just jumps out.
He's fine. He drives the fire truck. You know?
Yeah,
It's
he
fine.
does. He gets out.
But the word is crash.
That's a good one. I bet
He's
this
amazing.
a lot of great lines that I don't even too many to count. Really.
Long story short, Con Air's great. Check it out. Great time at the movies.
Love
Absolutely.
Con Air.
If you're just
And,
looking for some fucking nonsense.
And tune in, next week if you like great movies. If you like fun times and big explosive action. Boy, do we have the next movie for you. What do you know about Topo Gigio? What you listeners, you?
Literally, ask your parents or your grandparents.
I literally, I think I could ask my mom, and she would be like, I do not know what the fuck you're talking about.
I think if I asked my mom, I think she'd be like, isn't that what Tim Allen says in the Santa Claus? Isn't?
Yeah, right? Ed Sullivan? Fuck, dude. Ed Sullivan was Bye Bye Birdie times.
Literally.
Ed Sullivan. Yeah, he's literally in Bye Bye Birdie. You go see your local production of Bye Bye Birdie, and someone is playing Ed Sullivan.
And it's always
It happened
some
at
kid
my high school, and we were all like, who's Ed
This
Sullivan?
old
That's the
man?
other thing is that fucking show, literally, it's like the clouds part and Ed Sullivan descends the stairs of heaven and everyone sings a
He's
song
already
about Ed
dead.
Sullivan.
I'm gonna be on Ed Sullivan.
It's
And kids today
genuinely
just we literally do not have a point of reference for Ed Sullivan.
Would that be, if that were written now, would they be singing about Jimmy Fallon? Is
No,
that the...
Jimmy Fallon is not nowhere near the tastemaker that Ed Sullivan
Bye Bye
was.
Birdie was a period piece when it was written. We'd be singing about Jay Leno.
Right, okay, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for...
Hey, Conrad Birdie, here's something. Conrad Birdie, if you're really sincere, well, why do you insist so much? You should just, be sincere.
Conrad Birdie, what do you think of Monica Lewinsky? He fell down a hill recently.
He did.
Was that recent?
Last year.
Not,
It's like a couple months ago.
I guess in the grand scheme of time, it was recent,
Yeah.
It was sooner he fell down the hill than he was the host of The Tonight Show.
Too true, mon frere. That did happen more recently.
It was closer when he was doing the Gentile equivalent to comedians in cars getting coffee.
He fell down a hill, but that was after he immolated in a vehicular
Oh, God.
crash.
And that was right after he met the Da Vinci twins. You guys
Yeah.
remember that? Those guys?
Sure don't. I do. I know of the Da Vinci twins, of
Yeah.
course. Our most fervent anti-AI
Our influencers. Our honestly our woke kings,
Yeah.
the Da Vinci
two,
twins.
Two fun boys. Honestly,
Yeah, exactly.
the kind of guys who would have been on the Ed Sullivan show.
Ed Sullivan.
They would have loved Topo Gigio. They would have loved him.
They're Italian, aren't they?
I have
I
no
thought
idea.
they were Scandinavian. They're blonde. They're a kind of blonde an Italian person has never been.
They're neither. They're Hungarian.
Well.
Well,
Good for them.
same time next week. We load into Topo Gigio.
Yeah, if by next week you mean sometime in perhaps early October.
Yeah,
then
whenever
Just
the
in
feed
time for
opens back up.
spooky season.
Yeah, as with Run the Julias or Girls Garage, these episodes come out just kind of whenever.
When we can make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, we weekly podcasting is something I do not do anymore.
You guys are
It
just gonna have to
happens
wait for Topo Gigio thoughts. I know you're chomping at the bit for
on
a Topo
bated
Gigio
breath. Yeah, you're gonna
But-
be waiting for Topo Gigio.
but you're gonna have to wait. It's gonna be well worth it.
What's the subtitle of that movie? And the
And
Cuban
the
Missile
Missile
Crisis.
War.
The Missile War. Is he involved in the Bay of Pigs?
Well, it's the Bay of Mice.
Kind of sounds like it.
The Bay of Mice. Wow, I'm looking at thumbnails of this little fucker.
This little bastard.
This little piece of
Gonna
shit.
have-
There's apparently a contemporary animated series of children's shorts. The Topo Gigio account has posted a video with 426 views.
I'll get into it in the Topo Gigio episode.
Gigio de Venta
Yeah.
on babysitter.
I hope-
On Topo sitter?
I hope there's a dossier. I want you to have a
Oral
full
history.
piece of.
Yeah,
piece of-
I will not be doing research on this little bitch before I watch his movie. So you're gonna need to tell me what I had experienced after I've experienced it.
I know I'm gonna be pretty stoned when I watch Topo Gigio.
Good.
It feels apt.
It's what he would want.
It's
what
what, yeah.
Topo
Topo
wanted.
was a big toker.
Topo Gigio.
Well, no, with Topo needs a single nugget to last all week.
I mean, the little bastard's like the thimble big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a novelty line of like, you know, a bong with like a really blazed Topo Gigio on it.
That actually feels like it would be such a hit in Brooklyn. People would be like, "Oh man, Topo Gigio."
Topo Gigio.
Those fuckers do not know. I do
Topo
film
Gigio.
trivia every 2 weeks in Brooklyn. They don't know anything that came out before like the year 2000. Like
That's
they don't
true.
like people in Bushwick do not know a movie before A24.
That's but you're forgetting about like the Goonies, which
I wish I could.
everyone.
I wish I could forget about the Goonies. Yeah,
We're all
when you
are we
watch
all
that
Goonies
movie for the
haters?
first time? Oh yeah, big time Goonies hater. That movie sucks ass.
It's not. That's not particularly good.
It's not good. And if you watch it anytime after the age of 8, you will know that.
Yeah, it's got Josh Brolin in a headband. I remember that about the movie.
Boy, Josh Brolin's
And
just
he's
going to
like-
be a
he's like
regular on
20.
this show, isn't he?
Josh Brolin? Was he?
interesting.
Oh, hey, Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Mr. Hex himself.
Well, I'm sure he's proud of the honor.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Jonah Hex does. If ever a man did.